Hi, I'm Philippa Wiltshire. I'm Director of Operations at Red Tractor, and I was lucky enough to be awarded a grant by the Farmers Charitable Trust to attend the Windsor Leadership Programme. I attended the Emerging Strategic Leaders Programme for 5 days in 2024, and then the follow-up 6 months later, which was for 2 days. It was a real privilege, and I learned so much from the experience, having not done really much formal management training in the past. So extremely nervous turning up at Windsor Castle. What a privilege to spend 5 days there. You're in a group of 21 people. They go and make sure that the 21 people don't know each other, all from different industries. Really privileged to be surrounded by some senior civil servants, people that work for the emergency services, the armed forces, charities, clergy, NHS. In fact, you know, it's not unusual to experience a bit of imposter syndrome as you arrive and realise that you're surrounded by people that have got really top important leadership jobs. But the Windsor way is very much, there's no theory, there's no PowerPoint presentations, no lectures. You're very much learning from each other, and really to embrace the whole experience. Go in, be very open, honest conversations. You know that you're dealing with people in a very safe, confidential environment, and really learning from each other and the insights, sharing a leadership experience and discussing that. So you spend some time with 21, but also in groups, syndicate groups of 7, and that's where you really get into the nitty-gritty detail of some of the challenges and how you can learn from each other. And certainly learning that leadership, no matter what industry and what and where you work, actually experience a lot of the same challenges. So you can really learn from other people. The other side of Windsor is that it really encourages you to reflect, spend time thinking about yourself, the impact that you're having on your team, on your organisation, but also wider society. And that part of the discussion is really interesting. But I think for me, one of the big takeouts as well is the group and the friendships that you make. Certainly coming away with that really great support network. So anybody that's thinking of doing the Windsor Leadership Programme, I absolutely fully recommend that you do. So what are the key lessons for me as a leader? Really thinking about relationships with people, how important that is, how it's really important to trust and to delegate. So being able to spend more time to think strategically, standing back, also admitting when you need help, talk to other people, get other people's perspectives on things. And it really was an amazing experience, and something that I look back on my personal action plan, which again isn't very formal, but they ask you to consider it. So if I go back every 3 or 4 months and look at that, it really helps me think about how I can continue to improve and provide more strategic leadership to the organisation. Thanks again to the Farmers Club Charitable Trust for awarding me this great opportunity. I really am very grateful and feel I've learned a lot from it. Thank you.